Hello and welcome, everyone. Here we go, back into Andromeda.
Old orbit is steady.
What did I need to do? Speak to Hager. Meet Gilliam Prodromos. Okay. I didn't want to toggle that one, dang it. Hager wanted to talk anyway, so we'll go to the Nexus. Sorry, you're gonna lose audio for just a second. Go. Wonderful. The video froze on my monitoring laptop. I'm using my old laptop. I need to check a couple of things when we get back to the Tempest. I forgot that I've got to check, well, a bunch of stuff. What were the names of the arcs? Hyperion, Lucinia, Natanus, and Parchero. I think those are them. Pardon me. Wait. Okay. Operations?
Showdown on Kadara. Rivals vie for power on the Exile Port. After a bitter fight with their collective rivals, the Outcasts have now claimed control of Kadara. The collective leader known as the Charlatan has now been identified as Reyes Vidal, a notorious smuggler. Vidal is on the run as Kadara security tightens under Outcast leader Sloan Kelly. This is HNS.
Should have saved it.
Ah, Ryder. Grab a seat.
So yes, after that, the Ket tightens security. I've only just got back.
The idea of Solarians figuring out exaltation must keep them up at night.
A comforting thought.
So you're finding out the Ket's dirty exaltation secrets?
And, if we're lucky, a way to stop it. I meant to thank you for the star maps.
You're welcome. Between us, charting the Scourge and Ryder's vault data, the Ket will run out of bolt holes.
I'll send you our latest.
I'll take a copy as well. Anything to expand the search grid.
Still hunting down the stasis pods.
And finding them. Having a partner AI makes one hell of a difference. I guess I need to train a successor. And figure out how to prepare them.
Better to find your wings as you fly. Worked for us, didn't it?
More groundwork would have helped in the early days.
Huh. Well, that's worth knowing.
For now, friends, I need your help. The first wine bottled in Andromeda, sent back to the Nexus.
A good thing I brought my flask. Damn, that smells good.
Seemed worthy of our first proper meeting together. If we have a toast.
To the great adventure, and all the mysteries waiting for us.
Nope, okay, alright. I guess you're gonna go over there.
Ah, Ryder. Your pilot said you were helping Major Salen Vaughn with an investigation into Dr. Aden.
You know Salem?
Only by reputation. One of STG's finest back in the day. I tried to help him with Aden, but sort of stalled.
Sailing gave me 2 leads, but everything I found was inconclusive.
I reached out to ARC leadership, the ones who woke up first, but they keep putting me off. I had an idea, but it might not be completely legal.
Can we risk anything shady? We need any findings to be bulletproof.
I trust you not to get caught.
All right, well,
One
that's
of those
fair.
ARC officers, Rand Long, has an apartment here. If he's busy, he won't be around. And a quick scan wouldn't hurt anything. Just see what's there.
Okay. Well, we'll go investigate.
Arc Marchero advises that power consumption is nominal.
I know Sarissa's been dropping in at the Pathfinder HQ. It's just... I'm not good with everything.
Sounds like our experience was a picnic compared to what the Solarians went through. Hager's inexperienced, but the potential's there. A little time and he might blossom as you did.
Cora really idolized you. Have you spoken since?
Awkwardly. She's angry, but trying to understand. But we do speak.
Hello,
And more
Wuppold.
importantly, listen. Reminds me of the days when I had students.
How are you doing?
Good luck, Sarissa.
Thank you. I'll need it.
Sorry, I'm running on my old laptop. Tabitha's got hers. She's trying to do some research, so if there's a delay, it might be because my chat is being wonky. But it appears to be fine. So well, I'm doing well. I'm tired. I have to work tomorrow.
The initiative has found the Solarian Ark. Reports suggest Marchero was intercepted by Ket forces.
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow. It has been a hell of a week. There's been all sorts of just craziness. We found some squatters in one of our vacant apartments.
The Nexus now braces for a potential influx.
They hadn't been in there very long, thankfully, but they destroyed the vacant. The only reason we found them is one of the buildings is kind of sinking into the ground. So there's a contractor out there digging out the foundation and basically, I don't know if you've seen commercials for the Ramjet, but it's this thing where they basically drill holes through a concrete pad and they stick some pipes through there and they inject some sort of foam that like becomes hard as concrete, but it expands first. So it raises the building up. I don't know if they're doing like cheapo Ramjet or if they're physically jacking the building up.
Going through to research the ghost
But they
story
have
ahead
to,
for the other Pathfinders as soon as
They
we
have to do a
can.
little bit of work on that. We were sending somebody to go stay in that apartment because we had three units flood a couple days ago. And so the bottom floor, their ceiling caved in. It was after we moved everybody out of the unit, but like we had to send them somewhere to live, and unfortunately, the apartment that we had, we're like, well, nobody lives there. It's ready for somebody to move in, so we'll just send them over there. And then the contractors were like, it looks like somebody lives there, and that's when we found the squatters. So that was interesting. Hey, they succeeded. Let's go here, and we will claim all our rewards. What else happened? Yeah, so the top floor, and so what it was is it was the H building, but let's see. I'm just going to make up numbers. So let's say it was H10, H9, and H4, you know. So the top floor, their water main busted and actually was spraying water into the closet. But because they were upstairs and it was in the closet contained everything, and it didn't get in their apartment at all. And then it all flooded to the second floor apartment, but the second floor apartment was all hardwood floors. So it all ran through the hardwood and went between everything and then sunk onto the first floor. Well, the first floor didn't have anywhere else to go, and they had carpets. Their carpet just slurped up all the water, and their ceiling caved in. And the worst part is, my maintenance supervisor was on call, but she lives about 40 minutes away. The residents called in the issue, but the call center didn't call her for an hour. So it was almost 2 hours before she got out to the property to fix the problem. And by that point, it was just, it was horrific. Just horrible. I helped her deal with all that. And just trying to get everything set up and cleared. We had to cut a bunch of holes in the ceiling. Because apparently, you have to cut holes in the ceiling to allow air to flow better. That way you can dry the whole place out. If you don't, it can cause some problems. There we go. Okay, so I think I've got all the stuff that I need. Buy, sell, kiosk. I don't have any scrap to sell, so there we go. Give me 1 second. Okay. That's all fine then. Speak with search Rand Lawn's apartment. Dang it. I needed to check something on the Nexus. I left the Nexus. I don't know why I just you were on and asked a question. I started talking about maintenance stuff because I know that interests you. And just, oh my goodness. We got move-in scheduled for Monday, and some of the apartments aren't ready, so we got to do that tomorrow after we clean out a huge storage room. Oh man. Running upstairs. Oh, and the squatters also stole a contractor's generator, and our maintenance supervisor saw them with it and realized that it was the squatters. They stole the contractor's generator. They were dumping the gasoline out of it to so that would be easier to carry through the woods. Because, I mean, not like there's a ton of woods or anything. It's just there's a little strip of a wooded area that leads between our buildings and a pawn shop. And so... Was I moving too fast? Oh, you know what? It does... He just said he knew that somebody had an apartment, so I guess I need to go into an apartment and start searching.
Locked.
I may be able to hack this, Pathfinder.
Hello?
And we're in. Definitely the apartment Hager mentioned. Password protected. Little help, Sam?
Accessing. It contains financial and personnel reports. However, the EM signature suggests data was recently cleaned.
Talcum powder.
Freshly vacuumed.
Traces of dust still remain. Based on the Scourge radiation count, they came from a remote world.
So Rand Lawn, or someone in his apartment, went exploring out there.
Okay. Is there something else I'm missing? Did that couch light up? No. Is there something I'm missing?
It's been watered recently.
A single fiber is caught on a leaf. It shows traces of novetamine,
A drug?
a neurodepressant reported in some.
Andromeda
What are
Wildlife.
you doing in my apartment?
You must be Rand Lan.
Yes, you're the one who saved our Ark. What are you doing here?
I'm conducting an investigation about the Solarian Ark. I wanted to check a few things.
Ah, I did hear about this. I was too busy to assist. I suppose I'll have to make the time. What do you need?
First, explain why your console's been scrubbed, and why there's traces of a neurodepressant in here.
Probably because I visited the labs and I suffered a power surge. Shall I also explain my heart medication? My clan ornaments? You sound just like... Oh, wait. Did you get roped into another of Salen Barnes' crusades?
What do you mean?
No, I won't spread rumors. You can go, but I wouldn't break into any more homes on Salen's advice.
If I've been misled, I should hear these rumors.
The Major is brilliant, but he's just been in STG too long. He's been bothering us with conspiracies since he woke up. It's common in retired agents. They can't navigate a world without espionage.
I see.
Look, let's forget this happened. For the Major's sake. Goodbye, Pathfinder.
Still got that planet identified, Sam?
Yes, Pathfinder.
Let's see why Rand or his friends are going to the middle of nowhere.
I talk to my family every day. They can't believe half of what I tell them.
Okay. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, it's been just a busy week. And we had owners on the property all day today. It's a little weird because when I worked for Sealy owned all the buildings, but there were a few owners. They were basically I guess they technically owned the buildings, but Sealy managed them for the owners. But Sealy still owned a stake in the buildings. You know what I mean? Like, I guess technically they were investors. I'm not 100% sure. But Sealy owned everything. Oh, okay, nice. I was worried that something wasn't going right. Where's Vetra? She's probably in her hole down here. Or she's somewhere else. Gil wanted to talk to me about who knows whatever. I'm going to pause it and save. I can't save. I'll have to wait a second. I bet it's auto-saving. Yeah. And it was extra bad because the owners would be in town, or the owners would be in the office, and they'd have to take my maintenance supervisor, and she'd be with them all day instead of working on work orders or helping with turns and everything like that. And so I would get like a hurried typed out text, "Hey, go to this apartment. I know you're trying to finish in that one, but go to this one and do this." Like, okay, sure. Let me go check it out. And then I'd finish that and I'd get in there and I'd have to go somewhere else.
You realize that even if I do find it, it's gonna cost you.
And you know I'm always true to my word, so just get it done. I'm hearing the Ket activity's down. I bet the Archon's still nursing his wounds. That means he can be beaten. The Ket can be beaten. People are waking up to that.
Didn't sound like you were discussing Ket over comms when I walked in, though.
Wasn't. I have a friend keeping a lookout for a lamp. One brought from home, but stolen in the revolt.
I didn't think you were so sentimental.
I'm not the only one. Suvi has her father's antique instruments, Cora her Asari prayer book, and Liam has the junk that Liam collects. These things are important. They remind us where we came from.
I know what you mean. I never want to forget what I left behind.
Even as we look forward to the future. Yes.
So what's so special about this lamp?
It's got a genie in it.
Awful. It's got a butt-naked Asari for the stand, and she's holding a moon.
One of your prized possessions is a really ugly lamp?
The foreman at my first job had this lamp. When he was mean, I'd focus on it so he wouldn't see me upset. Now I keep it so I remember where I started. Most of my life was doing stuff to survive, taking shit from assholes, or being one. I don't have to do that anymore. I can start over. Something honest.
Do you really want to start over? After everything you've been through?
I don't know. The point is, I have the choice of changing if I wanted to. For a while, I didn't care that I'd lost the lamp. Everything was a mess, and it just didn't matter. But we've made progress, Ryder. Small things matter again. People are daring to dream.
We'll get you the lamp, even if it's not the same one. We'll make you a new one.
If we make new ones, we'll have to get you one too.
Oh, and today, at the end of the day, we started talking about the fact that the actual terms for a lot of maintenance stuff is really suggestive. And I was like, but that's true about a lot of stuff. Because she would, my maintenance supervisor was saying that the blocks, so if you pop open your stove, if you've got a stovetop that'll raise up and you've got the burners that plug into these blocks, like that's the way a lot of stoves are. Some of them have the like glass cooktop that has that's all flush and has the elements underneath, and some people have gas. You know, if you've got an electric stovetop, this is the case. There's these weird ceramic or hardened plastic blocks that your elements plug into, and those are actually called what was the term? What was the term that she used? It's butt something. I don't know why it's called that, but I mean I've seen a lot of that before. Like there's little connectors where you can plug wires into them and then you crimp them, and they're called butt splicers. And I was telling her that the actual term for the hole in a barrel that you put a cork in is a bunghole. That's what that word means. It refers to that. So I mean, it's just funny. There's a lot of craziness around terms and terminology and such. It's already been half an hour. It does not feel like it. Yep. That's what it's called, Wippold.
You're on course.
Don't ask me why that's what it's called, but it is. That's Architect Husk. Let's see. Do I have my... Yep. Confirm loadout. Let's head out. Yeah. Probably some Cooper. Which a Cooper is a barrel maker. Probably. Lord knows how ancient that term is. My last work order for today, I had to go to an apartment because the guy was saying that his doors didn't secure, like they didn't latch when he closed them. That there was that one of his stove burners didn't work right, and that he was missing the glass for his fridge, and he's lived there for 2 years, and that glass shelf has never been in there. So I found a glass shelf and I brought it to him. And I secured his doors, but guess what? His doors were secure the whole time. I don't know what he was talking about. But I adjusted them a little, the teensy bit, and then I showed the guy, like, me putting all of my body weight against it. And it's like, listen, this is not going to move. If it does, I don't know what you're upset about, because there's no fixing it. Okay, that's for this mission. So we'll fast travel there, and then we'll take the Nomad the rest of the way. And I gotta be at work in the morning. I'm gonna clean out that room and then go do turns or make-readies. We call them make-readies at Sealy. And that's the term that I've got in my head.
Worm, stay out of its way.
What the hell is that?
Analysis shows it's a remnant abyssal. Locals call it the Worm. Non-hostile and impervious to weaponry.
There
However,
it is.
I advise keeping your distance.
Good to know.
Oh, oops.
Get ready to
Squish. Sort of. No, that guy whose apartment I went to, apparently he was just going crazy enough that the manager told me, or the manager told my supervisor,
Pathfinder,
said, listen.
These are the approximate coordinates extrapolated from the Solarian apartment.
This was sure worth the trip.
There's sand traps all over. Let's look under the surface.
Oh, there's some footprints. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, okay. I don't know what's happening. But my my property manager.
Something was here, then dragged that way.
What does that say? I guess I'll just follow the footprints. Doo doo dee boop doop boop. Probably to whatever that question mark is. Probably.
Scavengers, this could be fun.
The trail leads right to them.
That's right. Keep standing right there. It's alright. I'll make you all go away before you even knew what happened. Missed. That one's a sharpshooter. I don't have to worry about temperature or any of that crap. I can just shoot them. Let's get just a little closer. I don't know how many are left. Oh, there's one. Okay, now people are moving around. Oh. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye.
Wait. Is that Salen?
He's hanging in there.
Pass the metagel. Let's get him back on his feet.
Took most of them out before we got over here. There we go. Ow, ow. Getting zapped. Some remains. Some more remains. Hello, Salen.
Salen, what happened to you?
Salen? Very familiar for our first real meeting.
Not funny, Solarian.
I contacted you, hoping one of my suspects would do something reckless, and unfortunately, he did. I imagine I was supposed to vanish out here while he used my cloak device. Any assailant you met was Dr. Adden in disguise.
Wait, you... He asked me to analyze leads that could implicate him.
Let me guess. Adden asked you to scan those leads. I suspected the traitor was hiding messages on optical encoders. Those messages were the real proof I needed, but a powerful scanner like yours would wipe them. Adden used you and, my investigation to cover his tracks. Canny bastard.
I examined an apartment belonging to a Solarian officer, Rand Lon. The clues there led me to you.
Interesting. That confirms my suspicions. Everything comes back to our arc. Adden didn't have the clearance to alter logs or affect the nav computer, yet he's obviously guilty. I suspect Adden is the front man for a conspiracy involving the Ket. He's the key to blowing it open.
Enough conspiracies. I'm not going to be used again.
Adden tried to murder me. What might he do to say, your sister? He overlooked the last piece of evidence. The dart used to poison me still inside with the ballistics intact. We could prove Adden's guilt. He'd agree to meet you. My people could finally have justice. But it's your decision.
We'd need somewhere to meet Adden. Somewhere neutral.
There are caves on Kadara that might be suitable.
Send the word.
All right. Pick up some stuff. Pick up some stuff. Do 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 do. Oh man. And Wappold, there was so much that happened. I was trying to keep it all straight. Just so I could give you some interesting maintenance stories, but it's just like I can't even I can't even keep it all straight to tell you about some of the more interesting things. But I've never had so much lunch bought for me as this week. Because owners showed up and brought donuts twice. Owners bought lunch today. I had breakfast / lunch bought by the maintenance supervisor yesterday. Earlier in the week, a vendor bought breakfast for everybody. I mean, it was insane how much food was brought to the property this week.
Can we talk when you're free?
Oh, yeah.
You have new email at your terminal, Pathfinder.
Oh, yeah, it's been a busy... Hold on. Sure. I'm going to Kadara anyway, Vetra. Backing up. Oh. This is, oh yeah, it's great. I'll tell this story because... So, my maintenance supervisor's name is Alex. And she's awesome. She's great. And the other maintenance guy I work with is Mike. And Mike is one of those guys who's got to be sarcastic and just... He, you know, he's just... And it's funny because we'll pull up and Mike will need my help or something, so I'll get in his truck and go with him. And then we'll pull up to the office, and Alex is coming out, and Mike is always... He rolls his window down, and he looks at Alex like this. And I'll always look at Alex and go... When we pull up, so she's like, he's always excited to see me. What's wrong with you, Mike? But Alex is real bad about taking the key out of the golf cart and going in and working on something. And then she'll get back in the golf cart and just hit the gas pedal expecting to go, but the key's not in it, so it just pops the parking brake, and then it goes map, 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 and starts to roll in whatever direction, like however the ground is. So there was a slight tilt backwards, So we're sitting in the golf cart, and Alex hits the thing, and I'm holding on to some furniture in the back. It starts going backwards, but there's a hill, so it's about like that is the drop, but probably about 15 feet behind the golf cart is a hill like this. And so we're backing up slowly as Alex is trying to dig in her pockets to get the key, and I was like, Alex, we're going backwards. Alex, and I start going, Alex! She starts laughing, and Mike is standing on the stairs, and he's just laughing because I'm screaming Alex's name at her while she's trying to get the key for the golf cart as it's sliding backwards towards this hill, and she just can't keep it together, and she gets the key. I was like, Alex, help! She puts the key in the golf cart, turns on, we start to leave, and she had to stop and park for a second because she was laughing so hard. It was hilarious. Oh my god, it was so much fun. And Mike's always complaining, like if somebody's like, they're like, Mike, can you go do this? He's like, no, I got a bone in my leg, and it's really giving me trouble. I was like, Mike, don't we all have a bone? He's like, yeah, but I got an extra one, and that one really hurts. It's bothering me. I think it's split into 2 bones now, so it's double bad. Like, Mike, you and your bone in your leg. I'll throw out, I got a bone in my back too. Let's see. I need to bring PB. I don't know if I have to bring her, but it'll be easier if I do. Oh my goodness. Oh my. I pulled a hair out of my beard, and it's split almost all the way to the root, and it's probably a good 3 inches long. Talk about split ends. Oh my god. We're pretty good about trimming my beard, so it doesn't become a problem too much. But we're going to need to trim it, because it's getting to the point where it's got like permanent, like I've been wearing a mask all day. It's starting to get that permanently. And I don't like it. Is that PB? No, that's Vetra's. Which one is this? Truth and Trespass. Let's fast travel here. Oh, and we are supposed to get our 4th.
On the Nexus.
Oh, hold on.
She's really chatty, bouncy, irritating.
Yeah, I don't know anyone like that. She said you raised her?
Well, I tried. She was a handful.
What was it?
Just couldn't wait to be a mom. Excuse me.
Never mind.
Yeah, so the I don't know what I was talking about. I've totally derailed my train of thought. Huh.
That construct was reported stolen by both the Outcasts and the Collective. Hostility likely.
Interesting. Let me check this container first. What's in here? Give me that. It's all mine. I don't care what it is.
There you are. Did you investigate those leads?
I learned you're a Ket collaborator and a murderer.
Who's one victim short? So it's true. Old spies really do live forever. This old spy would punch you if he wasn't carrying evidence in his chest. I tried to give you a decent burial, Major. There was no time to convince you of our cause.
Selling your Ark to the Ket makes no logical or tactical sense.
To you, because you lack data. Several of us woke early, prepped the Ark, and then we found the Ket, an unstoppable enemy. So we made a pact. Sacrifice our Ark to the Ket and learn their secrets, so one day we could destroy them along with their exaltation.
You pretended to be Ket allies so you could study them, then stab them in the back?
Listen, there is an empire of Ket beyond Helios. All-powerful conquerors who will invade us eventually. The secrets we learn could stop our extinction before it begins. Give us our freedom, and they're yours. Don't let this go to waste.
What exactly are you offering?
The intricacies of the Ket Empire. Vassals, potential weak points, exaltation secrets, which we can't confirm, and you could have pulled out of your cloaca. We had to sacrifice civilians for this, Major. Will you let that be for nothing?
Put this traitor where he belongs, Major.
Let the other Solarians take a swing at him first.
Arrest me, and you'll never find the others. I've got nothing but time to look. I'm retired, remember? I owe you big for this, Ryder. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a militia pickup, the doctor, and the biggest drink on the Nexus.
Okay, well that was easy enough. Oh yeah, Season 3 of Call of Duty started today. I'm gonna make sure I've got Warzone and Cold War updated. That way I can make sure I get everything handled. Hopefully I can get some folks online for, oh, I have to meet in the Kadara bar, that's why. I knew I had to go with
I need
Petey
to
here.
apologize, Vetra.
Oh, hold
Now?
on.
Yeah. See, I had an older sister. 500 years older. By the time I was self-aware, she was already a matriarch. In other words, I had two mothers, and they tag-teamed, trying to raise me right.
Well, Sid and I had no parents, and someone had to be responsible.
I get it. That's why I apologized.
I doubt you do.
Forget I said anything.
Here we are. You ready?
Let's see what you found. That was interesting, Vetra.
You were right. The view is great from up here.
We're not even to the top yet. Come on, I'll race you.
A race? Up this cliff?
Less talk, more climb. Let's go, Pathfinder. And no jump jets. No one likes a cheat.
This isn't fair. You're taller. You have reach.
Staying within your limits is no fun, Ryder.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to do that. At least not free climb it. Maybe you could get me to do it with a safety rope. If you held a gun to my head and set stuff I was standing on fire, then I could do it. But that's about the only way you'd get me to do it.
Having fun?
See? Not fair.
Wow. It's all going to be like this, huh?
No. Better.
For 14 months, I wondered if I'd made a mistake coming here and dragging my sister with me. I don't wonder anymore. Boarding the Tempest that day was the best decision I ever made.
I'm glad you came aboard too. It wouldn't have been the same without you.
Okay. I guess that was the whole thing. Oh no, not that. Go back to the slums. Then we can go back to the docks. Yep, I'd like to leave the slums. I have to go to the bar and talk to PB. Blah, 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 blah. Beep, 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 beep. Take 15 minutes to open this door too.
You are my new best friend. Ah, Ryder. I'd like to introduce you to my new best friend. What's your name again?
Samrick.
Right. Samrick here's been so sympathetic about Pock being stolen. He used to run with our pal Kalinda, and he knows where her crews congregate. Safe houses, rallying points, etc.
I trust he's telling you what you need to know?
Well...
Look, I appreciate the drinks and the flattery and all, but Kalinda doesn't take kindly to people discussing her business interests. She busted me up pretty bad when she kicked me out of her outfit. I don't really want to repeat.
You're sitting in an open bar on Kadara Port with us. Kalinda will know, and she'll assume the worst.
Yeah, and she probably won't be satisfied the first 30 or 40 times you scream your innocence. So you might as well tell us what we want to know.
At least that way you get another free drink.
Well, shit. Guess I can't argue with that. And I am still thirsty.
There you go.
Thanks, Ryder. I think he'll cooperate now. I'll know where to look for Pock soon.
Alright, that should be it here. Oops. I'll have to go back to Eladin, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go talk to Gil. Oh,
Keep
sorry,
walking,
Vetra.
asshole. This stuff's mine.
Oh, sorry. That was uncalled for. Return to the Tempest. Man. Before I started working, I would be up till about 3 a.m. and I'd sleep till probably about 10. And when I worked with Sealy, I'd be up till about midnight. You know, easy. Sometimes I'd have trouble sleeping and I'd be up till about...
Can we talk when you're free?
Yeah, sure, Subi, hang on. I'd be up till... And I'd get up around 7. Now I put Tabitha to bed at like
a break. Do you need
9
a
or
break?
10.
Let's go for a break.
And I fall asleep when I put her to sleep.
Care for some tea, Ryder?
I'd love a cup.
It's a cultivar originating in Sumatra. My own personal stash. Once I run out, that'll be it for Earth tea. I keep having these thoughts. I'm never gonna taste this again. I'm never gonna see that again.
You're not the only one, Subi. I have those senseless thoughts all the damn time.
And? Do they bother you?
It's natural. You'd have to be made of stone not to miss home sometimes.
The universe is like a giant tapestry. I love following its threads, but it distracts me from the whole picture. My family was right there, but I was too occupied by the abstract to appreciate them.
From everything you've told me, you're here because of your family. Your love of science, doesn't that come from them? Aren't you with them every time you chase down a new discovery?
Ryder, that's beautiful.
My mother made the implant in my head, and my father created the AI that uses it. I haven't lost them either.
Thank you, Ryder.
Although your mother's still alive in a cryopod. Well, on the Nexus, it's not around.
Hello, Scott.
Hola, Sam.
Your choice aboard the Solarian Ark was not an easy one. Your father approached such moral quandaries differently.
Dad was used to making snap life or death decisions.
I now know that colored his perceptions. Alec treated death as a problem to be solved. I have now encountered it several times. His death, and your own.
Does an artificial intelligence die like we do?
If my hardware is destroyed, I could be irretrievable. But it is not the same death, you understand. I cannot explain how they differ. Not yet.
Yeah. Yep, I've had those a few times. Like, I mean, and part of it is like yesterday, I got to work at 7:50. I got up at 6:30. And then I got off work at 6:30. Right? I didn't take a lunch break. Not because they were like, work, keep working, but because I was like, I'm too busy to take a lunch break. I had a sandwich and I scarfed that down. So I worked basically I got up at 6:30 and I worked until 6:30, and then I got off work and drove 5 minutes to the property next door, the next Carlisle property over there, because the regional and our property manager and a couple other people were hanging around. There was some big thing. So apparently here there's two big areas. There's the Triangle and the Triad, and we live in the Triad, which is like around High Point, Winston-Salem, and Thomasville. Those are the three areas of the Triad. I don't remember what's in the Triangle. I think it's Raleigh and two other places. I don't remember. But they had the Piedmont Triad Apartment Association Awards last night, and there were several people nominated from our company, and they had a party to watch the awards ceremony. And nobody won from our community, but, you know, whatever. It was fun. We brought my dog, and I made martinis, and Tabitha made a cheese ball, and somebody brought cake and a bunch of other stuff that was delicious. So we didn't get home until like 8:30, and then we had a meeting with our priest to start prepping, because Tabitha just converted to Catholicism, so she's now Roman Catholic, as am I. I was born and raised Roman Catholic, and she wants to get married in the church, clearly, because she converted. So we had a meeting that lasted about an hour to an hour and a half. I don't remember exactly how long it was. But that we just talking with the priest and going through a bunch of information. We had to give a bunch of info. I did, then she did, and he discussed some stuff. We have to do marriage counseling for 6 months before we get married, you know, because the Catholic Church likes to be sure things are the way they should be beforehand. Like I said, I was born and raised Catholic, but the way things work, even though I went to Catholic school from when I was 4 until I graduated high school, you can't become a full-fledged Catholic until you go through confirmation, and that happens in the 10th grade. So even though I went to a Catholic school and took classes on religion, part of it was the Catholic religion, I still had to take classes after school to learn about Catholicism to make sure that that is in fact the religion I wanted to be a part of before they would let me convert. So Catholics really like to make sure that you know what you're getting into. And so we have to go through 6 months of marriage counseling before we can get married in the church. So that was the start of that. We were enrolling in the program last night, and we talked to the priest a little bit, and I gave him he said something. One of the questions he had to ask the both of us is if we were related in any way, even by like adoption. And I said, no, not as far as we're aware. He said, yeah, we're in North Carolina, not West Virginia. And I said, you know why they couldn't have a CSI West Virginia, right? He said, no, why? It's because there's no dental records and all the DNA's the same. And I thought he was going to fall out of his chair. He wasn't prepared for it, that's for sure. It was pretty bad.
What was Dad's take on me and
But
Sarah?
it was funny.
He believed your family trials brought you closer together, and hoped that would endure. It appears that hope was well-founded.
So, we didn't like finish everything until about 10 o'clock. And so I put Tabitha to bed. I was like, yeah, I'll I'm pretty awake. And then I woke up at 2:30 and got up out of the bed to set the alarm and go back to sleep.
How are those jokes coming, Sam?
Why don't Threshermoors eat comedians? Because they taste funny.
Oh, God.
How are those jokes coming, Sam?
My algorithms are formulating a new one, calculating the trajectory of the punchline. That was not a joke.
Oh, right.
God.
Thanks, Sam. Nothing more.
He's funny. He's pretty good. There's a couple of different priests, which is weird because the way it's always been at the churches I went to, there was one priest and that was it. You might have a couple of deacons, but here there's a head priest and a couple of priests, and there's a few deacons too, which is odd. Personally, for me, I find it odd. I'm not used to that. Because I think the church I went to in Tuscaloosa had like 2 or 3 deacons and just the one priest. But there's 2 churches. There was Holy Spirit with the one I went to in St. Francis, which was on the University of Alabama campus. And that one was a big one. It was really contemporary because they tried to keep it as up to date as possible because with so many students coming in, so they wanted to make sure everything was accessible to students and somewhere students would want to go. Whereas Holy Spirit was a little older, not by much, but there was the priest at St. Francis for a while was a wonderful gentleman, very serious. He's African American, and he was about 6.5. Well, no, he was almost 7 feet tall. He was a huge man, and he looked like the most serious man on the planet. But he was pretty funny. He was pretty cool. But one of the things that you'll see on TV and in movies and stuff, or if you're actually Catholic and you've been to the church, there's a point where in some celebrations, like. Right now we're going through, I think there's like 12 weeks of Easter celebration. Because believe it or not, Easter's a big deal. Jesus rising from the dead, kind of important, just by a teensy bit in most Christian religions. So, the priest was walking down the aisle and blessing the congregation with holy water. So the Holy Spirit, they had like a gold little bucket with a little scepter that they'd dip in there, and it would get some water, and they'd flick holy water onto the congregation. And when you get hit with the holy water, you'd cross yourself, right? Well, at St. Francis, it's a different thing. It was just a big glass bowl full of holy water, and then I don't remember what kind of branch it is, but it almost looks like a juniper branch, and he'd dunk it, and he'd flick holy water, right? Well, he stood right next to me, his back to me, and the way this church was set up was the altar was in the middle, and it was almost like an amphitheater. It wrapped all the way around, so if you were sitting on this end, you could look across the altar at directly at people sitting across from you. And so people could you could look and you could see people all over the place. Well, he dunks this branch and he does this to fling the holy water and drenches me. I'm just drenched in holy water. I did this. And people sitting over there had to cover their mouths to stop themselves from laughing because they just were not prepared to see it happen. I almost busted out laughing, but I had to be careful. That was a good one. That was really funny. I may as well just go to Prodromos and talk to Gil. I don't really care all that much, but I'm going around everything. But yeah, the priest here, I think his name's Father Coleman. My mom came into town to see Tabitha convert because she was also Tabitha's sponsor. When you go through, there's 2 ways you can become Catholic. You can be born into a family that's Catholic and get baptized and then go through the sacraments of initiation, which start with your baptism. And Catholicism only recognizes being baptized once. You know, a lot of Baptist churches in order to join the church, you have to be baptized. Even if you've been baptized 4 times before, if you're joining that church, you need to be baptized in it. And, you know, that's just... Catholicism's like, you're baptized, that's it. You only need to be baptized the once. We don't need you to do it to enter our church. So generally what happens is you're baptized very early.
Coordinating. Path is calm.
And then around 2nd grade, you go through your first reconciliation, and then your first communion. And then after that, around 10th grade, you go through confirmation. You're fully confirmed as a Catholic. And then the only other sacraments you will receive from that point on are matrimony if you get married, and anointing of the sick if you're dying. It's the way it used to be. Now you can get it if you're undergoing a major surgery or things like that beforehand, just to be safe. And if you don't do matrimony, then it would be holy orders, which is essentially you becoming a priest or something like that. Hello, Fearful Eagle. So, the only other way to become Catholic is to go through the rite of Christian initiation for adults, which is RCIA classes, which is what Tabitha did. And that's any age. And you have to go to classes and learn about the Catholic religion, and then, you know, you decide. I know. How are you doing? I hope the answer to that question is good.
Yeah, so listen, she's only got a minute or two, and she's in rare form today. Just to warn you, she's here kickstarting repopulation protocols, reversing the chemical procreation blockers for colonists. Calls it boosting the batter. She's gonna talk your ear off about your civic duty as a man.
That is what she's here to do. The woman takes her job seriously.
Hey, if you're cool with it. I mean, makes no never mind to me. No chance I'll ever oops a baby into the world.
Am I interrupting something?
Ah, Jill. About time. This is...
Save it. I asked you both to stop by, remember? Ryder, pleasure. I know we're all very busy, so I have only one question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
What the hell did you do to him? It's like he's an adult or something. He can even have a mature conversation without it degrading into pot shots. Unless I take it there. What's your secret?
I have nothing to do with it. It's all him.
I call bullshit on that. It's definitely your influence. Something.
Maybe all these years you thought you knew me, you were sadly mistaken.
You wish. Okay, you're both off the hook. So glad I got to meet you, Ryder.
Likewise.
Yeah, so it's been interesting today, talking about maintenance stuff and then about religion. All sorts of stuff. I wasn't prepared to go all through there. I don't know why I went off on that tangent. I forgot my original point for bringing it up. Oh well. Right, I remember. I was talking about how busy we were.
Ascent is go.
Yeah, so we went to bed about 10 o'clock yesterday, and I got up at 6:30 again to start it all over again, and I got off work at about 6 o'clock today, and then rushed home, ate the lunch that I brought to work today as my dinner, plus a donut that somebody brought to the office. And then I sat down and started streaming. That's why I fixed myself an alcohol drink, and I got an energy drink because I knew I'd need the energy, and I just needed a drink. I had myself a buttery Kraken, which is just... Oh yeah, it's been very busy. I feel like it's weird because I feel like I hadn't really talked to Tabitha. Thanks, Vapold, although I drank all my beverages. Both my alcohol and my energy. So I'll hop up in a second and grab some water. I got some somewhere. Ooh, I got 2 Nalgene bottles delivered today. I had like 7 Nalgene bottles. If you don't know what those are, they're basically indestructible water bottles. You can get them in wide mouth or narrow. I've always had them in wide mouth. But they hold a quart of water. I had them when I was in the Boy Scouts. I had one from Seabase and Philmont Scout Ranch in Cimarron, New Mexico. And, I just had a couple others. I don't know what happened to them all. They've just vanished. So I bought 2 more. They were like $11 a piece. They're nothing. And you could literally... I watched somebody run over one and it just didn't care. So I bought one of those. I bought 2 of those so that way I'd have them, because I ran out of Gatorade to take to work. Because what I like to do is I drink water throughout the day, but on my lunch break I drink some Gatorade just for some extra electrolytes and some... There's a little bit of sugar in there for energy and stuff like that. So just a little bit of a boost on top of the boost from eating. So I got 2 of those, and I opened them, and as soon as I grabbed it, I had flashbacks to Scouts. I missed all that. No, don't mark. Dang it. I marked everything as red again. I don't want to do that. So I'll start the fast travel over here, and I'll be right back. Water. You're going to hear me gulp because I'm not going to mute it. Deciduous.
We're on course.
We'll go help PB reclaim Pock. And if that's everything, then we might kick off the last mission. I think it's the last mission. If it is, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to do Prey next. Because that's on Game Pass. And Prey's cool. It's a good game. It doesn't last 600 hours. And what I'll do is I'll play that until I finish it. Then I'll go back to a fresh start on Subnautica Below Zero. And then I'll play all the way through it, because that'll give them... That means everything should be done, and I can finish that. And then after that, I don't know what I'm going to play. I've been desperately wanting to play Satisfactory to get my aluminum factory set up. And so far, I've gotten a quarter of that set up. I've just been too busy to actually do anything about it. Let's go. No. This place is not so easy to get to. Let's go there. I'm not going to worry about that mission over there at the Flophouse. Forget it. I don't care. I don't know what it is. It might be the coolest mission in Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't care. I'm not going to pick it up because it's such a hassle to get in there. Ooh, and I'll take some pictures of the storage room that we're cleaning out tomorrow. Show you what it looks like, because it's ridiculous. I'm gonna post some pictures I took of the pool last week when I was cleaning it out. When I cleaned out the skimmers and I did a backwash on it.
You're really easy to tease. You know that, PB?
Not talking to you.
But I did a backwash and I took a picture of the water coming out of the drain, so that way you could I could show it to you, see what it looks like, and then show you what it's supposed to look like after I did a rinse. So there's a comparison shot there. I gotta figure out where... I gotta post that in the Discord for you at some point. Because it's all ridiculous. My maintenance supervisor was talking to the property manager today.
Damn it, abandoned. They scuttled everything.
Well, we're here. Might as well search it.
Maybe we'll find what we're looking for. I bet we have to go back to Vold or something. There's Pock. There's a container. It's probably got nothing in it. But apparently there was one point where the old manager told the maintenance supervisor to go like trash out apartments and then got mad at her for trashing them out because they were under eviction. It was ridiculousness, all of it.
Ryder, he's got Pock. She's broken though.
Guess Kalinda didn't take very good care of her.
Hey, I don't want any trouble. I found this site abandoned. By scavenger law, it's all mine.
Yeah, right. You made that up.
Scavenger law? Scavengers get to make up the laws? No, then you could just make up new ones. Well, I'm a businessman, you see, so I'm willing to sell if you see anything you like.
Did you see where the crew that used this site went?
No. They were trouble, though. Led by a pain-in-the-ass Asari with the meanest spit Krogan toady. They've been picking remnant sites clean all over. Never leave anything worthwhile behind. But, they screwed up and left some choice items here, though.
How much for that broken observer?
What, this thing? Yeah, it may look trashed, but I assure you it's easy to fix right up. In fact, I could do it myself and make a killing, so no discounts.
Right. This guy's gonna put her back together.
You ever hear of an Asari named Kalinda Tarev?
That's the, pain-in-the-ass Asari I stupidly mentioned. Please don't tell her I called her that, or next time I see her, it's my ass.
Yeah? So you better do right by us.
Let's get down to business.
Okay, look, what do you think is fair for the Observer?
Take this, and consider yourself lucky.
Yep, that'll do. Pleasure doing business with you.
I'll get her to the Tempest and put her together. Thank you, Ryder. Maybe this Kalinda nightmare is over.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Regardless, I can upgrade my remnant scanner now. Come see me back at the ship.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Okay. Where's the Nomad? Let's head back to the Tempest.
Peavy, quid pro quo.
Yeah, sure. You're sorry for jumping down my throat, and I apologize for jumping down your throat. All good.
The truth is, I really like you.
Surprising, right? I have to say, I like you too. You're cool. I mean, for an uptight, overbearing older sister. Kidding.
Okay. Yep, I know you're excited. I know you've been you've been curious about that. I've been trying to stockpile some photos and such. I just don't know where I'm going to post them, or I haven't, and I also haven't had time to post them. So, I've been remembering though. I just haven't put them anywhere yet. They live on my phone right now.
Peavy's been looking for you.
I know, Callow. Thank you very much. Let me check my email terminal. Any new emails? Nope. Oh, wait. Did you really have to tell me that?
Hi.
She was 4 feet away.
One word? One syllable? That's not like you.
I'm just mellow.
I reiterate.
I received this.
Hey, babe. Sorry I broke your pet. It lacked versatility. Couldn't keep up. Maybe I'll do the same with your other new toy, Ta.
She means you. I hate her.
Don't let her get to you.
Can't help it. It's not that she took my bot and broke her. We got Puck back and I repaired her. Better than ever. Now my scanner's fully upgraded and sweeping the cluster for remnant signals. We won.
So what's the problem?
It's just drummed up feelings I thought I'd put behind me. Turns out I just buried them. This is what happens when you let people in. You require baggage. I travel light, damn it. No baggage.
You just have to let the right people in.
Right can turn wrong. Good goes bad. I let Kalinda become important to me. Look where that ended up. Now you've become, or you're becoming, important. But you need to know, I resist checking out of this hotel every day.
I need to know I can count on you.
I know. I get it. I just need a little space. Time to think. Hopefully, my now RemTech-infused scanner will pick up something amazing and make all this Kalinda trouble worthwhile.
I'll probably pick up something amazing pretty rapidly, I would figure. Alright, let's check out Journal. Who cares? That's literally the only mission we have. Okay. Save game. Journal. Priority Ops. The journey to Meridian. To the meeting room. I don't have any idea what Liam's mission was, other than
Pathfinder, you have pending vid calls.
Oh, hang on. Call crew meeting.
The Nexus leaders think our search for Meridian is a waste of time, but we know they're wrong. Turning on vaults won't be enough without the heart of the system.
Just to clarify, you're defying a direct order?
It's my job to bring us home, and that's what I'm doing. With or without permission.
Haha, that's the spirit.
And the kit?
That's where the Ghost Storm technology comes in. Isn't that right, Hager?
Exactly. Our forged signals should divert some cat from you.
It won't be all of them, but it'll be enough.
The Tempest is small and fast. I don't need a big window. We'll drop you off and make our exit before the Ket catch on.
Once we're on Meridian, it'll be a small team. Move fast, figure out its secrets.
Right behind enemy lines. Good time to assess their numbers, defenses.
And when you're ready, we'll extract you the same way we got you in.
If we come back with actuals on Meridian, the Nexus will sit up.
Sounds like a solid plan, team. Hager, you ready?
Good to go on your word, Pathfinder.
All right, guys, this is it. Let's get moving.
All right, let's make like a tree and leaf. There's the pie jack. Hello.
Hey, there you are.
Anyone seen a Hexjet battery?
The ones that leak charged element 0? Did you bring one of those onto the ship?
No. Of course not.
I have 3 in my leg.
Okay. I got a sneeze coming on. Backing up. Backing up. Oh, I haven't been to this system yet. Any others? No. 76% complete. I heard they're working on Mass Effect 4, I think they were calling it. And I heard that it's supposed to...
The Archon's information is right. This is the system. Meridian should be here somewhere.
It's supposed to take place in Andromeda and the Milky Way, from what I understand. I could be wrong. But that would be very interesting to see how that would play out, if that is in fact the case.
Anomaly on sensors.
Anomalous signature. What is that?
Probes launched.
Survey says it's a big ol' ice sheet. Okay, that's what it looked like. gonna be tired tomorrow, moving all that crap around. Oh, that was lightning. It's a big deposit of something.
Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
Iron. There's something. Is there something here? There's a satellite.
Deploying probe. Satellite detected.
Okay, there's still some unexplored stuff here. I don't have any idea how much. I figured we were getting close to the end of the game, but I could be mistaken.
That's Meridian.
Or Key Tasira, as the Ket call it.
Looks like a giant space station.
There's a lot of Scourge here too. Yep, let's fire it up. Confirm loadout.
Initiating Ghost Storm on my mark. 3, 2, go.
Enemy signature detected. Commence pursuit.
Pager, it's working.
Reading a bunch of Ket headed our way. Pulling back. It's all on you now, Tempest.
We should get them as close as possible to here. Intense readings could be some kind of control center.
No decent landing sites. This could get messy.
How messy?
Ryder, looks like a flyby is our only option. I'll get as low as possible, but you'll have to eject over the target area.
I'm great at falling.
We have to take the risk. You've fallen out of things before, right?
Just don't scream too loud on the way down. It's embarrassing. All right, you know the drill. What's your rate of descent? Shield should take care of the rest.
So far, so good. The Ket haven't detected us.
But once we go in, we'll be clear as day to any troops on the ground.
Don't worry about us. Just make sure you and the Tempest get out safe.
Loud and clear.
Callum's got a showboat a little bit.
Everyone okay? We'll need to survey the area, figure out what we're dealing with.
I am detecting active conduits nearby. Your scanner should be picking them up. Pathfinder, while interacting with that console, I detected the presence of a complex network, connected via a central command hub.
A hub? You mean we found Meridian's controls?
Most likely, however, the hub is dark, deactivated.
Let's see what Meridian's all about. We can start by finding its central hub.
Pathfinder, we are looking at the central command hub I detected earlier. As with the monoliths and vaults, the hub is connected to the two neighboring towers.
Interesting.
So activating the towers will also activate the command hub.
Screw Recon. Let's just activate Meridian.
Ked won't like that.
Activating a vault has previously activated a purification field. Perhaps Meridian is similar.
Let's head to those towers and see what we can find.
Pathfinder, interfacing with that console has activated a gravity well.
Neato burrito.
Wow. I feel really small right now.
Pathfinder, I'm picking up radio interference. A Ked signal.
Alert! The detected signal was a decoy. Key to Zero has been infiltrated. All units are to focus on incapacitation and capture of the Pathfinder.
Not a chance they're getting you, kid. Here we go.
Ked, above us! We're completely open!
We'll see about that. I missed. Oh, Drac. That was Drac. I thought that was an anointed up there. There's gonna be more of them.
Oh, crap. Incoming!
Who's left? That guy. Oh, there's an observer. Okay. Easy enough.
So, Pathfinder, left or right?
Right, so command hub. Probably need to check out those other two towers first.
Okay, so I can go either way. We'll go right first.
Ked equipment. They were studying this place.
Wow.
Hostile shuttle incoming.
Where to drop them off?
Wow, it's all completely overgrown.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Yep, figured that out quick.
Got him. No, it did. It's dead now.
We take Meridian.
Okay, so we'll go this way.
This place is a labyrinth. You sure we haven't been this way before?
Yep, I'm sure, Drac.
Remnant signal detected. There may be a usable network node nearby.
Come on, really?
See how you like it.
Gotta be getting close to one of those towers. We need to activate both to reach Meridian's core.
There's some uranium up here. Give me that. Stand up. I dare you. There you go.
Stop fussing. A little rain won't kill you.
Okay, I guess we'll try to get across over here.
We've been here already.
We have. Yep, that's where we can cross over. It's a destined. Stand up, Chosen. Good night, Chosen. Is there another destined?
Looks like they set up camp.
Hello? Is anyone home? Hello? It's a big old turret.
Gotta do better than this.
Look out! Reinforcements.
There's a bunch of destined in here. They are furious that I'm in here. Come on. I took down an anointed. Okay, good. There's another one right there, though.
I think that's the last of them. For now.
That was definitely the last of them. Let's go ahead and turn that on. That way, if more of them show up, I've got a friend.
This shit just gets weirder and weirder.
Monstrous fungi.
Too dark. We could be ambushed.
What the hell?
Translating. Pattern 1-3. Viability 56.2%. Genetic template transmitted for testing.
Were they performing experiments on them?
Interesting.
Running an analysis on the glyphs. These bodies are prototypes from genetic blueprints, each more refined than the last. Using Meridian, they designed a species that would live in this cluster.
The Angara.
There is nothing in the Angaran records that hints at their origin.
This revelation could shatter a people's worldview. The Moshai will know how best to break this to her people. So Meridian is not just about terraforming. It's capable of creating life. But why do something like this?
I can say nothing about the Remnant Builders' ultimate purpose.
They made life. What if the Archon could use Meridian to destroy life?
Look at this tech. The Builders intended Meridian to do great things. To advance science, not be used as a weapon.
But the system still has destructive capabilities.
Yeah, clearly.
We'd better get to those controls.
If we crack Meridian's controls first, we make sure the Archon can't use it.
Y'all needs to be told about
tell Joe. Let him decide how to spread the news to his people.
The Archon must have learned about the Angara. Maybe that's why his forces...
Possibly. Are there more baddies here?
Got it. Everything's back online. Whoa. There was a workshop down there the whole time.
This was what it was like before everything got messed up.
One tower up and running. One more to get the hub going.
I've got a sneeze building up.
Did anyone actually live here? Or was this just their giant terraforming lab?
I would like to live here.
Aha! There's an Ascendant. What's up, dude?
This is looking ugly! We're in trouble here!
Nah, we're not. Relax.
Come on, really?
It's really flopping around.
Tell the Archon he's next.
Yeah, he didn't last very long, did he?
That's the last of them.
Okay, so now we gotta go to the other side. Were we on exploration or research? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Papold. Yeah, this is... So I haven't gotten my uniform shirts yet. They ordered my uniform shirts, but they haven't come in. So I'm wearing a blue t-shirt that's roughly the same color as the uniform. That way I'll look sort of official. Although my the hat that I wear still says Sealy Maintenance, and I don't work for Sealy anymore. So that does kind of throw a wrench into some stuff, but that's fine. Get that Wraith. Make it go away, Drac. Punch it in the face.
This place is huge and a maze.
Okay, I guess they were just watching us. But I am kind of coordinated. I didn't notice that until you said it. Don't spit acid at me.
Come on, really?
Oh man. That one's been building for a while. Is it another fiend? It is another fiend. It's down. Ooh, some ammo. Good.
Plants are pretty, but they never did much for me. Watch your step. The rain makes everything a little slick.
No, that's not the way I go. Hello? This is where I need to go. Bridge controls. Beep, 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 blorp.
That's the hub, but we need to get the other tower first.
Interesting.
Defenses everywhere, and they're all shooting at us.
Just the way I like it. This was some
Ow.
fight.
Detecting high levels of Scourge energy. Be careful.
Don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. Yeah. Help me, turret. Wrong thing. Get out from back there. Something's shooting. That turret's shooting at something. I don't know what.
We better find something amazing at the center of this place.
Sam, what do you think?
Intense vortexes of Scourge energy. I would steer clear if I were you, Pathfinder.
Looks like something left by a bomb.
Pathfinder, it appears the energy waves from these craters contributed to the Scourge throughout Helios.
So whatever happened here caused the Scourge to erupt all across the cluster?
Yes, Pathfinder.
Ow. Ow.
Could the Remnant builders have created the Scourge?
Could also have been an attack by hostiles.
That cloud over there. The energy it's giving off is real weird.
Which cloud are you talking about, Vetra? There's a bunch of Scourge clouds around here. Ow, turret! Ow, ow, ow. Are there turret controls? Ow. Ow. There's another assembler hiding out over here. And it's down. Is that all of them? I think it's all of them. Thanks for the help, turret. I appreciate it.
I've never seen anything like this. I wonder what the Remnant builders did here.
Detecting low levels of power, Pathfinder. A scan may help identify conduits.
Wow, I think that's fried. Will it even work?
Hey, I just shoot the guns.
Damage to parts of the system are preventing power up.
Can we reroute past the damage?
That may work, Pathfinder. Boosting trace signals.
Some kind of glyph on this thing. Looks like part of some kind of pattern. Let's see about rerouting the power past all the damage. I see the conduits. Some kind of pattern here.
I can't tell what it is. There's got to be... Okay, nope, can't save it. Okay, it's fine. I'll be able to kill anything that comes after me. Alright, there's got to be...
Pathfinder, I am quickly building a workable database of the Remnant language. We have not encountered instances of it in such abundance before.
Any more glyphs? Any more information? Okay, here we go. Alright, so... Is that the order I'm supposed to do it in? Let's see.
I think you're on the right track.
Maybe do more of that.
Okay, then it should be... this one over here.
That's it.
The primary console should work now, Pathfinder.
Excellent. A lot of lightning shooting out of it. Enter Meridian Central Command.
Pathfinder.
Only one way to know for sure.
Translating. Flight control systems online. Welcome, Administrator.
I don't like this. We should get out of here.
Restoring the systems appears to have reactivated something else nearby.
I can see that, Sam, and I don't think it's good.
What is that? Remnant fighters.
Translating. Exploration vessels on standby. We have seen remnant ships, but none in working condition. It says it cannot retrieve commands from the Meridian engine.
Meridian engine. Sam, do you know what? They're going to be trouble.
Really? What gave you that idea, Ryder?
Forget about the catch. We've got remnants. Ryder, I detect a surge of energy on the scans. The section you're in lit up like Mardi Gras. That's because remnant are trying to blow us up. What's going on? Are you all...
Can't talk right now!
Set that nullifier on fire. Turret. Turret. Pop those shields a little bit. Set it on fire. Yeah, this is real nice with the sniper rifle.
Security's down. We're good. The Kett are probably waiting out there. So stay alert.
Got it.
Okay, that's all it is. It's trying to tell me there's conduits I can scan. I wonder if my turret's still my friend. Or if they blew that up.
All right, 2 towers going. Should get us into Meridian's main control room.
That's easy enough. Hup.
Gonna need to jump.
We gotta turn the bridge back on anyway.
Squatting here.
Too long?
Long enough, I imagine.
That's what I say. Any amount of time the Kett have been hanging out here is too long.
You're here already?
We did the work. They don't get to reap the benefits.
Oops. Oops. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Excuse me, Drac. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Reload. Reload. Pop the turrets off. Oh, that's Drac. I thought that was a kit. Excuse me. I keep hearing that. That's one thing I don't like, is the music sounds too close to your shields are broken sound effect. Oh, we got it. Got a universal semiconductor. That's my favorite. Not an assembler. Ow. Back there now. Maybe I just need to leave. Let's try that. Let's just try leaving. Pardon me, gentlemen.
Any idea what we're going to find here, Pathfinder?
No idea. But that looks like a gravity well.
Pathfinder, the Remnant language bears striking similarity to Angaran.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
Well, let me save. No. And away we go. Probably gonna run a little over tonight. Try to finish this mission. I don't know how much longer we have, but can't be that much longer. We're pretty deep into it.
This is it. The command hub.
Finally.
There's a lot of ammo here.
Must have some kind of purpose.
Translating. Connection lost. Meridian engine not found.
Sam, is there damage here? Can we restore systems like we did before?
I'm sorry, Pathfinder. Systems are intact, but they are searching for a component that doesn't appear to exist.
What do you mean doesn't appear to exist?
One moment, Pathfinder. I have found something. Translating. Final administrator log. The opposition's weapon may cause widespread damage. All our weapons, our ships, will not be able to protect us. Protect my goal. We need to disengage Meridian from Command Core, which will remain here to draw fire. Meridian contains all the work of the Jardan. Nothing else matters. I will send it far. We can return one day. Continue the process of renewal. End of log.
Okay.
The Archon was wrong. This isn't Meridian. Meridian is gone.
So let's go find it.
They're going to bring the tower down!
Get ready. We're getting out of here. Sam, find me another exit, away from the Ket!
There is no other exit, Pathfinder. However, the Remnant City is not without defenses, and this is its central command.
Let's turn that on.
Of course. Use them against the Ket. Sam, now!
You may fire when ready. That one dude just flew straight into the wall.
The Archon wants that one. Destroy the rest.
Watch your backs. It's one of those that can cloak.
I can still smell that Ket stench.
Take that. You guys focus on covering me. And I'll shoot the Archon sword a bunch.
Lost visual on the leader. I knew those Ket were trouble the minute I saw them.
We can't give up on Meridian.
Kill Ket, then talk.
Where did the Archon sword go? I need to shoot him more, so his shield won't come back. Get that Wraith. Dodge all that.
Think you're so sneaky, don't you?
Yep, his shield's back. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Not good, not good, not good. Oops, wrong key. Oh, it's just that conduit.
Lost visual on the leader.
It's
like
fights
the
coming in
Archon sent all
waves.
his goons after us. Could this get any worse?
Never ask that question, because the answer is always yes.
They know you're around here somewhere.
Oh, there he is.
And don't forget the rest of those Ket.
I need ammo. Where is their ammo?
Lost visual on the leader.
Where's that fiend? Focus fire, you two.
Think you're so sneaky, don't you?
There's a little bit of health over here, but I need some more. Oh. Oh, hello, fiend. Wasn't prepared for that.
You're so sneaky, don't you?
I'm just waiting for that guy to show up again.
Think you're so sneaky, don't you?
Okay, the fiend's down. Where are you? Sword of the Archon. Hello? Hello? There he is.
Got you.
Out. There you go, shoot him a bunch. And he's down.
Ground team, is everyone all right?
Everyone accounted for.
We saw everything from orbit. It was incredible. The entire city lit up. The scans went wild.
And Ryder, the Kett are retreating. Whatever you did, it worked.
A full retreat? That's a relief to hear.
Any progress on Meridian? Have you got it working yet?
This isn't Meridian. Or at least not all of it. Hard to explain. We'll brief you later. So Meridian's gone. But shouldn't this thing know the nav point of where it went?
Contact with the Scourge will have altered Meridian's original path. It would take countless years to determine its current location.
All this remnant tech around us? The Jardin had to have a plan.
I don't think they had much time for a plan.
Well, if the Scourge is messing things up, maybe that's where we should look.
What are you thinking, kid?
I don't know yet. We'll have to think about it.
You heard Kello. The Kett are running from us.
That just means we need to push forward before they can recover. We have to find Meridian. The real one. Sam, collect all the data you can. Radio the Tempest for extraction. This is going to take work. And it's going to take all of us.
Okay, well. Maybe there's a bit more to the game than I thought there was. I leveled up. That's what that sound was.
Pathfinder, you seem well.
We're all doing quite well here. Thank you.
That is good to hear. This journey can't have been easy. Speaking of which, we know you defied us. You went for Meridian in direct violation of initiative orders, even though our reasons were quite clear. Yet, you were correct, Ryder. We should have trusted your instincts. You have proven time and again that you deserve the title of Pathfinder.
Good.
I have never been so glad to be wrong.
I appreciate your encouragement and your candor.
I am told there are still obstacles to reaching Meridian. The initiative stands ready to provide whatever support you need.
Pathfinder, if you're done with your call to the Nexus, I'd like to talk to you. I think I've found a way for us to find Meridian.
Ooh, I got a cryopod point.
You seem tired.
Pulled an all-nighter processing the data we received from the Remnant City. It's a lot.
Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7. I think I got, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, yeah. So back to science. That means collect all rewards. Okay, I got everything.
Don't push yourself too hard. Someone's gonna keep me pretty.
Oh, they're awaiting debrief already. Well, sure. Send a strike team. 79% chance? Sure. Buy sell kiosk, sell all salvage, confirm trade. I'm gonna have to start ripping some stuff apart soon. Okay, you know what? That's fine. We'll just save it here. Man, I thought we were getting to the end. We still have a bit more to do. I don't have time to do any of it now, but we'll pick it up on Monday. I have 14 skill points. I'll have to check that out. Do I have... Okay, all my auxiliary, or all my... whatever they're called. Passive tech powers are all good. I've got all passive biotic powers. I don't have any combat tools powers because I don't have any combat powers, so I just said forget it, I'm not worrying about that. Alright, pause. So, that's going to wrap the stream up for today. There was something I was going to say. Sunday should be the standard Call of Duty stream. And then Monday will be Andromeda, and hopefully that'll be one of the last ones. If it's not done Monday, hopefully it's done by Wednesday so I can move on to something else because I'm getting... I mean, I enjoy it, but I'm getting tired of playing the same thing every day, every time we stream. So I'd like to change it up a little bit. So that's why I'm going to do Prey, because it shouldn't take me too terribly long. Thanks, Wipold. What else? There was something else I was going to say. I don't remember what it was. Yeah. I'll probably remember an hour after the stream and go, that's what I was going to say, but it's no big deal. We'll get it sorted out. Well, hey, Alter Paradise. Yeah. No stream tomorrow, as usual. And then Sunday will be Call of Duty again from 6 to 10. Hopefully I've got a few people on. I know TJ is going to be interested in playing because he wants to see how the new season is. I just don't know how he's doing with his new baby. Hopefully I can get Charlie and Nathan or somebody. I can get somebody else on to join in the stream the way we normally do. So that way it's not just me. Because, I mean, I'm fine streaming by myself, but games like Call of Duty, they're much more fun to have somebody else to talk to and banter, you know, and kind of work together, even though we barely call anything out to each other because it's Call of Duty. It's not, I mean, if it was Battlefield or something else, we'd probably be a little more coordinated. And if it was Siege, we would be way more coordinated. Just because it's fun. So one more time, 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. That'll be Cold War and maybe some Warzone. I don't know. It depends on who gets on to join, if anybody gets on to join. And then Monday, we continue Mass Effect Andromeda from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe I won't be getting home as late because we'll have our 4th maintenance tech with us. Finally, we'll have a full complement of employees. It should make life a little easier. And then if we don't finish, we'll continue that on Wednesday. And if we do finish, then it's like if I finish up before the stream's supposed to end, I'll just probably jump into Satisfactory and give you a tour of what I've done so far. It's not a lot, but it was a lot for the time that I spent doing it. And then we'll move on to Prey. And after Prey, we'll do Subnautica Below Zero. I'll probably just start fresh there. Because that's when I can get on the weekend and just go gather materials or something. Or on a day I'm not streaming and gather materials. And then we can pick up where we were. And then actually complete that game. So, yeah. But thanks a lot, y'all. I really appreciate it. Even though things have been hectic. You know, it's been enjoyable. But I will catch you all the next stream. Have a great night, everyone.